I think I'm unlovable. Those were the words that I said when I was slouched in a chair in a counselor's office as I was ending my second lifetime relationship. And so I had my counseling session and went on with my life, as we do, and spent 2 years of my life single, found a lot of joy in that, did some healing, and wondered if I would ever be in a relationship again. And so some of my friends were telling me that I should, get like on an online dating thing, and I just thought nothing could be grosser than that. Like, I just couldn't even bear the thought. No judgment on people that do, but for me, I was just like, I just can't. I couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't really imagine dating. I was 50 years old. My children had just grown and left the house. I had become a grandmother, and I don't know. I couldn't even think about how to even venture into that world. And so most of the time, I just thought, it's fine being single. I hadn't been single in my adult life. I clearly needed to sort some things out and figure some things out about myself. And so I thought, sometime maybe I'll just meet someone and it'll, just kind of happen. And so one day, I met a woman at an event. I was working for Planned Parenthood at the time. I had started an LGBT youth group. And so I did a lot of tabling at events to share information about the group. And I was at an event like that, and a woman came up to gather information. She was at a table with PFLAG, and she was just kind of walking around and gathering information. And she said that she had recently come out, left her marriage that she had been in for a long time, and was originally from Baltimore, came to York, actually with her husband and her family, came out in that time. And had separated and was just looking for support, went to PFLAG for support and was just kind of trying to meet people. And I was like, I know people. Like, I'm your person. I know people. And so I'll let you know. And so she wrote her email down on a piece of paper, which she later denied, but I had it in her handwriting. And I said, you were after me. But at the time, it was all very innocent, and she just gave me her name. And so I was like, there's a cookout. There's like a women's cookout. And so she said, okay, I want to come there. And so we met there. And my friend who was hosting the cookout was like, oh, how long have you two been together? And I was like, yeah, we're not. Like, we just met. I just told her I know people, and she's just here. And so really the whole summer went like that. We spent a lot of time together. There were a lot of things happening, and I would invite her, and we would go. And we were friends, and we spent time together and just build a friendship. And so eventually I started to feel like I had feelings for her. But again, I just didn't know what to do with it. I could not imagine in a million years how I would flirt with someone. I had nothing. And so I had a couple of really reliable sources of support. So my son, I was just like, I don't know. I think I like somebody. And so he came with us. We went to Baltimore to watch it, to this big arts festival. And we're sitting on this hill. We're listening to live music. And I'm texting him. I'm like, she's pretty nice, right? And he texts me back. And he's like, yeah, she's chillaxed. And so the next day I check with him. He's like, Mom, I didn't get any signals. And I was like, yeah, I'm not getting any signals either. You're right. And then a young woman that I helped raise that was living at the house for a while, we sat on the balcony and smoked. And I was like, I think I really like her. She's like, so you should get her drunk. I said, it's an idea. But, the problem is I drink a lot and she doesn't. So then I'll just be sloppy. She'll just be like, so... Anyway, so I'm trying to sort it out. One time I thought I gave out a pretty strong cue where, like I said, these things just kept coming up, so we just kept doing things together, and then there was nothing. And so we were talking on the phone, and I said, when will I see you again? Now, I think everyone in this room would agree that's a signal, right? Does anybody think that's not a signal? Not a signal. She missed it, completely missed it. We still talk about that sometimes. She's like, no, I didn't get it. I was like, I really felt like I was putting myself out on the limb then. But she was just like, well, when do you want to get together again? And so I invited her to the house for dinner. And I'm telling you, I don't cook for anybody, but I cooked. We had a meal together. It was very nice. And being a grown person, I just kept picturing myself like, you can just tell her, like, just use your words, as I say to my children, like, even as grown-ups. Just tell her, and I would picture myself just telling her, right? In a very guarded way, very protected. Like, I sort of like you, but it's okay if you don't like me, and life will go on. You know what I mean? Like, but when I was with her, like, I just couldn't get myself to do it. So we had dinner together. There was even a bat in the house. I mean, I pulled out all the stops, right? Which she still says that I ran out in the house and left her. But I was sort of like, we acknowledge there's a bat in the room we're in. There's a door in the room we're in. You run out the door. Like, I don't know what's complicated about that. She's like, but you left me. And I was like, I figured you would run out behind me. But anyway. So that night when we were having dinner together, I knew that her phone had gone dead. And so after she left, now I have to tell the ending really fast. Okay, so after she left, I thought this is my chance. Her phone is dead, so I call her. And I leave a message, and I say, Maria, I'm really enjoying the time that we're spending together. And I was just wondering, I said, I really enjoy the time we've been spending together, and I feel really stupid because I couldn't say this to your face when you were here. Nevertheless, I was wondering if you'd like to date me. Because I'm just smooth like that. And she did not answer me. Like, the whole night, I couldn't sleep. I kept watching my phone because I knew she was going home. And she'd plug her phone in, and then she had to get up super early to give her daughter a ride to work. And I'm like, she was held out for a long time. But then she texted me, and she said, yes, yes, yes. And later, she played that message back to me, and I said, I used the word nevertheless in a voicemail, and you still said yes? Like, I can't believe it. And we've been together 10 years.